Well, I'm blessed enough to live out here in the middle of nowhere. My house, we call it the cabin, is fully paid off. My vehicles that I've talked about in the last couple videos, totally paid off. We have zero debt, and we worked really hard to get to that point in life and made some sacrifices. But even out here in the middle of nowhere, life isn't free, and it's never going to be. Today I want to break down exactly what it costs once you've got everything paid off to still live like this. From property taxes that aren't going away, to free heat using wood. It still costs money to get it to that point. I'll break it down today. I built this place behind me, the cabin, 3 years ago. I did get some help with the heavy lifting on it. But if you did it yourself 100% and replicated what I have here, it would cost you about $40,000 3 years ago. And everything seems to be going up, but lumber is still holding pretty steady to where it was a few years ago. But I'm the plumber for this place. I'm the electrician and the carpenter now for anything else that comes up. So here's the monthly bill for a debt-free life in the woods in 2026. For this property right here behind me, property taxes run me about $2,000 a year, and they've doubled in the last 2 years. I don't know where they're going to go in the future. And at that 2 years ago, they were at that rate of about $800 to $1,000 for the last decade. So I'm nervous for the future, but right now it's about $167 a month. If you break down $2,000 over the year, that's just to keep owning the dirt that I stand on here right now. Next is the power choice. You can be a complete caveman and have nothing, and we did that for the first, well over a year. The first time we were here, we didn't have solar or power. That was totally free, but I think most people want some sort of convenience. If you were to grid tie this, I think it'd cost about $120 a month for the size of house that I have behind me. If you want to go off grid because you're way back in the woods, or you just want to do it for self-readiness or preparedness or whatever the case may be, an entry-level system that's still halfway decent would run you about 12 grand starting to do it. You can make some fluctuations with used equipment, but we'll just say about 12 grand, but that would turn your payment into zero. You'd have to talk about maybe budgeting 15 years down the road when your inverter goes out, but you'd at least get your payment down to zero, and that's pretty cool. One utility I think a lot of people still maintain is internet. I get internet high speed for $80 a month here. If you can't get internet, you'd want Starlink. That starts at about $120. Heating, like I said, I don't have a heating bill. I use wood heat when I'm home in the winter. I have all the lumber I need on my humongous partial. But that's still not free. I figure I spend about $400 a year in chainsaw gas, chainsaw oil, chainsaw blades, and then also oil in my log splitter. I use a gas log splitter. So I figure to heat this place over the course of a whole winter at 75 degrees, I keep it hot when I'm home in the winter. You might even go warmer. It doesn't really matter when you use wood. Figure it'll cost you about $33 a month to get that wood and to get it stacked up, just paying for those supplies. Upkeep, because my house isn't that old, I still set aside about $200 a month just to upkeep things that break. If you buy an existing homestead that's older, you're probably going to want to budget more than that. Mine's pretty new, so stuff's not really breaking yet. And if you want me to break down how I built this thing, I mean, my shingles are 50 years and the siding is 50 years as well. I can break it down for you. Let me know below and I can break it down more. Next, let's talk about budgeting the kitchen. Everybody needs to eat. Groceries. The way I budget it, one person, if they're not eating caviar, can live between $300 to $400 a month in groceries. But you can't shop like a city person for that price. I don't eat out. We never go out to eat. We do all of our own cooking. There's a strategy behind this. I just bought a whole hog 2 weeks ago. It's way cheaper per pound if you call the butcher and get a whole hog. I know it's local. I know it's organic. It's in the freezer. I raise my own meat, chicken, birds. We fill our deer tags every year. We eat very good for very cheap. I've slashed my grocery bill significantly with hunting and fishing, and that's a big part of it. And we're still eating good for that monthly rate of $300 to $400 per person. And when you have little kids, it's even less because it breaks down. I'm figuring for an adult, you could do it for $300 to $400 a month. That's also shopping at Walmart, not a high-end grocer, so get used to that. Logistics. Gas costs a lot here because it's an hour when I run to town to get there and back. That can add up. I figure about $300 a month in fuel for just kind of the essentials, if you call it. You know, you go to town maybe once or twice a week. I think most people that live out here probably have a gas burning truck. Figure about $300 a month to budget for that. So all in on my monthly budget, with everything I've talked about, property taxes, electricity if you're on the grid, groceries, fuel, the chainsaw equipment and maintenance, I'm at just over $1,000. $1,037 a month is just what it takes to keep living here, being debt free. I have total freedom. No mortgage. No mortgage company being my boss over me. I raise a lot of my food myself or buy it locally. $40,000 was just the initial ticket in, but self-reliance is what keeps me here. I like keeping my overhead low so I can do more and experience more in life. If you want to see how I managed this $40,000 build, or see more of the meat birds when I get them in a couple more months, let me know in the comments below. If you're thinking about switching to this lifestyle, there's never been a better time than to get out in the woods right now, to be self-reliant, to get more relaxed in life, to eat healthier, cleaner food. This is probably a whole second video. But the stuff they're pumping into our food right now, you're essentially buying poison at the grocery store and putting it in your body. I just could not encourage you more to get out, to grow your own food, and to just be healthy. This is Survival of the Beardist, and I'll catch you all in a few more days.